Hi, I'm Alexis Bellino from The Real Housewives of Orange County, and you're watching iVillage.com.
So now a lot of people have asked about, your relationship with Peggy and why you got mad at her for not telling when it was really Jim's role. So what do you say about that to people who wonder, why'd she get angry at her?
The first thing that nobody really knows is that Jim and I had an agreement when we first got married, that if we've both been married before and we both had boyfriends and girlfriends before, so we didn't really want to go through all that fluff of who have you been with, who have you not had dated, who have you, all of that. So I think that the part that hurt me the most was knowing that Peggy was my good friend and she was looking me in the eyes for 4 years. I mean, we went through postpartum together, we went through childbirths, we had so much like backstory that I can't believe at some point it didn't come to her to say, I should tell Alexis this, she needs to know this. And even if Jim did tell her no, which he says it did not happen like that, he just said, we have an agreement, we don't talk about that. But she still, it's her right. Jim doesn't own her. She does, and she sure the heck shouldn't be loyal to Jim. She should be loyal to me. So that's where that all came in. But that's not really what ruined or severed our friendship.
You grew apart?
It was just the show in general, just her becoming a character on the show. Her personality definitely changed, and I didn't know who she was anymore, and she was kind of acting. I mean, the very first scene that you see where she says, or the first dinner party she has, we're at her house, and she had known Jim wasn't going to be at the dinner party. I told her a week in advance, and yet the cameras are rolling and everybody's there, and she goes, where's Jim? He knew about this a month ago. And I'm like, who are you right now? Like, you're my friend, and you knew, I told you he wasn't coming. So it was several things like that that occurred.
Okay. So I have to ask, sitting at the comedy club watching Slade do his shtick, were you worried? Did you know, oh, disaster is upon us?
I can't believe the cameras didn't show it, but when I was sitting there with Jim, I went, when he started talking about Peggy or Gretchen or Tamra and Vicky, I mean, I was just shocked, but at the same time, I wanted to be supportive to him because I was loyal to him. He's my friend, and Vicky and I weren't really good friends at that time yet. We have a true friendship now, but we weren't really then. We were trying to patch it up, and we were working towards it. And I just knew it was very hurtful, so I didn't like that element of it. But at the same time, I'm like, he's up here on stage, and I don't want him to think that. It was a really, really hard situation to be in.
So but you sensed that something was going to happen, something was going to go down.
I knew that was going to happen because Gretchen had prepared me. She said, he definitely talks about Tamra and Vicky in a way that I'm not sure is going to go so well. And Gretchen tried to stop him, but Slade's his own guy. He's going to do what he wants to do.
And I know that Gretchen and Tamra have patched up their issues. How do you feel about their friendship?
Their friendship is it's questionable to me. I just don't understand. I don't understand how. I'm glad because it definitely needed to be put to rest. We were all sick of them fighting, sick of hearing about what they were fighting about because it's kind of like it's the same thing that they've been fighting about for so many years. But I just remember the reunion last year, and Tamra had this look of hate and rage and just burning like disgust in her eyes. And now all of a sudden she's like, oh, come on, what are you doing? I'm just like, you should be on a soap opera because you're a really good actress,
Yeah. So it's a little hard to wrap your mind around.
Yeah, it just seems, and I've heard some stories about things, so a lot just kind of, Gretchen is my friend, and so I worry for her. I'm concerned for her.
Yeah.
I want her to be careful.